All right, so we're here today with Chima from WeMove.
Yes, WeMove Technologies.
It's a pleasure meeting you and the team. So, Chima, let's start with what does WeMove Technologies do?
Okay, WeMove Technologies, is a startup, a business that builds solutions around transportation and transport-related businesses for within Nigeria and, of course, a few of the countries around Nigeria.
So I saw on your website, as you just mentioned, you built several solutions, right? It's not just one thing we do. I saw that people can hire agricultural equipment, that people can hire transportation for haulage.
Yes.
How does that work? Now I come on the side. Let me say I'm a farmer. Then what can I do with WeMove, for example?
I think a better approach would be to describe the build-up of how these products came to be. So Chima is one of 3 co-founders of WeMove Technologies.
30, wow.
One of 3.
One of 3, okay.
So there's Chima Ezeokoye, he's the CEO. There's Majid Dukura, he heads operations, and I describe my role as the guy who goes around to shake people's hands and smile. I handle business development and partnerships here. So how WeMove came about was sometime in 2016. Celestine, the CEO, had a friend of his request, because he had started Ticket Mobile prior to WeMove. That was several years ago. So a friend of his reached out to him to ask that he provide a vehicle for hire for his friend's wedding. His friend wanted to move their family members to another state.
Okay.
So based on that, he successfully got that done. And then he said, okay, if this demand comes or came, it means that there's a larger avenue for people who need this kind of vehicle. So he decided to start up to push out a simple website on WeMove.co for people to request for vehicles. Interestingly, a large number of requests came from just that website in 2016. And of course, it took time. Over some time, he tweaked it up and figured, okay, he don't have vehicles. There's many people who are individuals, who are corporate organizations, who have these vehicles available for hire. And then there are another pool of people who need these vehicles, but these 2 set of people have a disconnect. There's no way away in the mid. So WeMove created that place where people who need vehicles and people who have vehicles available for hire can meet and transact business.
Okay, so the difference between WeMove and, for example, Uber would be that if I want a vehicle and I want to drive it myself because I have a need for a vehicle, I can go to WeMove and see what vehicles are there for hire, and I can hire the vehicle.
Yes, the difference between WeMove and all of the on-demand vehicle hire companies are basically they are on demand. For us, we provide a larger variety of vehicles. So you can get buses, you can get cars, you can get trucks, you can get, like you mentioned earlier, equipment for agriculture, you can get cold chain trucks, ambulance and the likes of that. So there are a wider variety of vehicles. And these vehicles, when you hire them, you can use them for a longer period of time. So it's not really for quick use. It's more like, I need this vehicle for like 1 week. I need this vehicle for 6 months and the likes of that. So that's the core difference between a WeMove and then the other vehicle, the on-demand people. And that way, we don't set prices. We let the market be supply and demand. Determine what the price is for each vehicle hire request. And then we service based on that. We have a commission, an agreed commission we get from the vehicle partner.
So it's like a marketplace, essentially.
It's basically a marketplace.
So how do you find the people that say, okay, you can take my vehicle, or other people can take my vehicle? How do you find the people that put their vehicle on the marketplace?
Well, the transportation system in Nigeria is not very streamlined yet. It's still, like, for lack of a better word, it's still an open house. So you have to consciously request on the internet, do you have a vehicle, put it on our platform. You have to go on the road and find people, especially in 2017, when we started 2018, when we started full-time operation, we had people on the road finding somewhere at the corner of the road, you get to see a bus parked, say, hire my boss.
Okay.
And that. You get that signed up. And then over a period of time, we realized that, okay, these people who have, individuals who have these vehicles are not necessarily committed to the cause. So we switched strategy a little bit and said, okay, instead of individuals who can afford to disappoint, let's connect with larger organizations. Some of these people who have like 20 years experience prior to WeMove, we connect to them. Majority of the operations within their companies are mostly manual. We give them, we serve as the technological face or the technology face for already brick and mortar existing transport businesses.
Understand.
So that's basically how we work. Okay. And that's like one side of what our value proposition to the market is. Remember, we have several products. So besides the platform where people come to request for vehicles, we expanded. We said, okay, based on the requests that were coming in, we realized that the transportation businesses, they need some kind of, many of them still use pen and paper, and the most advanced ones tend to use spreadsheets to run their business operation, which is not very effective. So we designed an improvement on the products that we had. We designed WeMove Books.
Okay.
So WeMove Books is basically taking all of the vehicle management operations and putting it into a packaged SaaS solution. So successfully got a lot of them excited about this solution, using it to run their internal operations for vehicle hire.
Okay.
It automates a whole lot of those processes that they do.
Okay.
And then went one step further. We realized that a lot of requests that came to us for vehicle hire came from very specific industries. One of such industries is the tourism industry.
Okay.
So based on that, we said, okay, how can we help the tourism industry improve better? The tourism industry is still a very green industry. It's still minute, it's still blooming. Rather, it's not yet blooming, it's still
nascent.
It's still nascent. That's the word. So, sometime towards the end of 2018, last year, we had some kind of survey with over 30, luckily I was the one who oversaw that, over 30 tourism businesses. We got to ask them what their challenges are, what their problem is. And based on, they listed around 46 challenges. Out of those 46 challenges, a lot of them were government, infrastructure, and all these things. We picked up 15 that we could actually solve. And then we embarked on solving this. So based on that, we developed two products. WeMove Planner, which sort of takes the exact thing that the tour operator would do in his journal, calculating costs, expenses, itineraries, and all those things, and put it into a technology tool where they can easily do that
on their smartphone.
From anywhere they are, right? And then sort of pushed that into the market. They accepted it. We have around 33 tour operators who happily signed up, who are actively using the solution. But then they requested a little bit further, said, okay, if this can help us get money, then we'll be happier. Of course, everybody wants money. So we extended it with Youth Rally as a simple distribution platform. So
what is it called, Rally?
Yes, Rally, a simple distribution platform, so that all of the tours that are being planned on Planner can be pushed into Rally. Rally is now an avenue for the general public to see those tour packages and buy into them.
Oh wow! So let me summarize and see if I correctly understood that. First of all, what I'm learning here is that instead of just developing something and then hoping that someone will pick it up, you said, okay, let us actually survey the tourism industry. So you saw there is some sort of demand. They are asking for vehicles. Let us understand this segment better and then develop something custom made for them that will actually solve some of the problems that they're having, which you did with Planner.
Yes.
Then you also saw that some of the tourism businesses, they have challenges maybe filling their trips.
Yes.
So that's why you said, okay, let us help them to distribute what they have and make more revenue, which is always a great sales proposition.
Yes.
And what I also like is that, well, you have a marketplace, but you came to see that putting individuals on the platform that are willing to offer the vehicle for hire, it's challenging because they are more difficult to find, and also they don't always behave professional because they don't see it as their business.
Yes.
So that's when you decided, okay, instead of the individual signing up, let us sign up small businesses that are already doing that,
yes,
but that are not visible for the general public or for the people that actually need that. So you're kind of matching sometimes businesses with businesses, transportation businesses with tourism businesses,
yes,
all this. Wow. I think that's a very good learning for anyone that wants to build a marketplace and a platform. So your business model with the marketplace is that you take part, like a percentage of the transaction, right?
Yes, we do take percentage.
And for the planner, you take a monthly fee per vehicle or per trip, or how does that work?
So for the tour operators using Planner, it's free.
Okay.
So planning their tour schedule is free. But of course, if those tour schedules are sold through Rally, then there is a percentage. A percentage commission for us for selling.
Yeah.
But Planner as a tool is free.
Okay.
Rally, you give us some percentage for anyone we sell for you.
Yeah. Okay, great. Okay, so you're just adding value. You build a relationship with the tourism companies.
Yes.
And from there you find more avenues to serve them through Rally.
Yes, it's for us, we see it more as a human-centered approach to distribution.
Yeah.
So what we actually look to do is a lot of people are out there who, yes, they have a job, but they are socially active people.
Yeah.
They have individual communities.
Yeah.
They have a group of people around them that want to have fun, want to be happy, want to live life like them.
Yeah.
But what happens is they go on social media and they just post pictures and the likes of that, and people give them thumbs up, give them likes, and that's all there is. So what Rally does is Rally connects to these people, tell them, you are some kind of influencer.
Mm-hmm.
Why not be a Rally affiliate? If you're a Rally affiliate, these are another group of people who are planning tours regularly. Why not use your influence to sell these tours?
Mm-hmm.
And then if you sell these tours, you earn as an influencer.
Mm-hmm.
WeMove earn some percentage based on our platform being used. Mm-hmm. And the tour operator is happy where he is because his tours are being sold.
Mm-hmm.
Well, another group of people, their companies, their staff have amazing buying power, right? But the problem is their staff are always busy.
Yeah.
9 to 5s.
Yeah.
Weekends, they're really busy. They don't go out of their way to find opportunities to relax.
Yeah.
What happens is we move for corporate, Rally for corporate, partner with the organization, the company. And then if that is a huge chunk of their expense, it naturally means that even without, it goes without saying that we have to partner a little bit more. We have to understand each other a little bit more.
Yeah.
If we understand them a little bit more, understand their other pain points, it's easy to render services to them. And of course, from Planner, they're planning for free, but they have an easy access to hire vehicles. From people.
That makes sense. Chima, what was your personal journey? Did you always think, okay, I'm going to become an entrepreneur? And
of tourism. Okay, I used to learn graphic design along the side while I was growing up. I draw real good.
Okay.
So I used to learn graphic design along the side, and I worked as a freelance graphic designer.
Okay.
Even while I was in school, in school and all of that. So that was the skill set I developed personally, no formal training whatsoever. So somehow I had learned to make money. But I came out from high institution and I realized that I needed to learn, there were other skills that I needed to learn in order to properly function as a business person. Yeah, I needed to learn discipline. The discipline that comes with a corporate organization, with working in a corporate organization and all of that. So I had a few other business experiences. My last one being, I was head of corporate communications at VConnect. VConnect is used to be Nigeria's number one marketplace for SMEs.
Okay.
More like, is it marketplace now or business listing?
Okay.
For SMEs, they had 1.2 million businesses listed on their platform at the time while I was there. So I used to head corporate communications for VConnect before I moved on to join my colleagues to start WeMove here. So somehow I would say I've been someone who knew that I would do my own thing.
Okay.
Sometimes I just went there. Funny enough, I made it clear to my boss then that I'm just here to learn from you.
That can be a very good thing. At least, it's someone that will apply themselves and, to really learn. Yeah.
Yes, and he was really supportive. He was helpful.
Okay.
The banker.
I like that, you go out and share with someone that's hiring you that, hey, I will most likely go on to do my own thing, but I want to learn.
Yes.
And, to make that transparent. So that sets your own mind frame, but it also sets the mind frame of the person hiring you. And if they're a good boss, let me say, and they want to develop the people that are working for them, they will support you as a mentor to make that happen.
I would say it's anywhere he did, because he allowed me come in. He allowed me come in to investors meetings. He allowed me come into management meetings, and that was when even before I became management level staff. Funny enough, I applied myself a lot, so I grew pretty fast along the rank. In 6 months, I moved from being just a creative designer there to leading the creative team, both in Nigeria and India.
Oh, wow.
So, and then I ran as creative lead for 1 year plus. My last 6 months, I got to the position of corporate communications manager. So that was how it ran. I worked there for 3 years.
Okay.
Before we moved. So he was really supportive. He allowed me explore. He allowed me experience. He allowed me try things.
I like it. I mean, I think this is very valuable advice, even for someone that seeks employment, but knows, okay, long term I might want to start my own thing, but let me learn now in the corporate environment. But how do I do that? How do I communicate? How do I find a mentor even within an established business that I'm working for?
Yes.
I'm curious, when you were still in school and you were freelancing as a graphic designer, how did you find your clients, your customers then?
Oh, surprisingly, I didn't work with the big boys. It was mostly youngsters like myself, students, and one thing I did a lot was there's this thing they used to do back then. They had like a final year week where people who are graduating sort of have like a group activity, have a whole week of group activities. So they have fun, they play, they have carnivals, they have gym carnival, bonfire, different things. It was really common back then. I don't know if they still do it now. It was really common back then. So a lot of those times I created graphic designs for a lot of those things back in school. I created their custom shirts, clothing, and all of those things, And I also worked with a lot of the budding musicians back in school. So those people who say they are rappers and all of that, musicians. So I create their album covers and all of those things. Then post university days, during my compulsory 1 year of service, the National Youth Service Corps, I got the opportunity to work with the media firm. They specialize in stage design and lighting.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow all of that experience just added up, built me up. There's something notable I should point out here. The first time I went into the media firm to request to join them, because I just walked in.
Mm-hmm.
Requested to join them. I liked what they were doing. I presented myself, said I'm an illustrator, I can create graphic designs and all of that. And they said, sorry, this is really good, this is something that we need, but I'll get back to you. And he did not get back to me. But somewhere while we were discussing, he asked very specific questions. Yeah? He asked, okay, can you work on videos?
Mm-hmm.
Can you create animations? Can you do this and that? And at the time I said no. Mm-hmm. And I went home. He did not get back to me. But what I did with that time was I went to learn video editing myself. I went to learn animation myself. I figured out the way to acquire. Then it was my brother who even bought me an animation PC. Mm-hmm. And all of that. So roughly 6 months after, I went back to the same place and showed him what I could do.
Uh-huh.
That was on a Friday. I started working on the Monday.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for that share. Many people, I think when they go to school, they think, okay, school is supposed to prepare me so that I can get a job. But often that's not true. Like what I'm hearing from you is that you were, all the while you were training yourself, you were learning yourself outside of school, a practical skill that you knew, people wanted. Rappers at your school, at the institution, they wanted it. Yes. They needed it for their yearbooks and their year-end activities. Yes. So you were always learning something that could add actual value and could really help people with what they wanted. Yeah. And then one time when someone told you, can you do that? And you had to say no. And you figured out, okay, that's what they want to hire for. Again, you learned that skill to create something, produce something of value for them.
Yes.
Wow, it's good stuff. What would you say is the biggest challenge for someone that wants to start?
Mm-hmm. I believe that there are a lot of things you would have to learn while in the process. Mm-hmm. So sometimes people are scared to start because they feel they don't know. Mm-hmm. But the truth is, you probably never know if you don't start. Mm. I'll give a few examples. Yeah, I usually build up what I call personal philosophies. Yeah, mm-hmm. that sort of guide me, that I learn as I move forward. Some of those philosophies might be extreme to some people, but they sort of help me to work better. So one of them is your best plan, your most amazing plan, that plan that is foolproof, that you are sure that would work. Chances are when you come into the marketplace, it will fail. Mm. So you prepare your mind that this could fail. So instead of coming with a single mind, you are innovating and you are very intuitive as you run. So you don't just walk in with the plan, you're working with the plan and all the possible ways it could go wrong so that you can fix it as you're going. Another such thing is take suggestions with a pinch of salt, yeah? Because everybody wants to be rich. Everybody wants to be a Mark Zuckerberg or Bill Gates so chances that majority of those people who are advising you probably don't even know what to do. Mm-hmm. If they knew it, they'll be doing it. They'll not be there telling you, come on, they too wants to be successful, right? So take advices, but understand that this person is probably trying to figure it out themselves. Yeah. So don't be absolute about taking advices from them. Find solutions and then find needs and then build business out of those needs. what a lot of us do, especially in the tech business, is we figure out what we think looks good. And then it doesn't have to be glamorous. It doesn't have to be big and exciting. If people need pencil, and you figured out that what people need is pencil, don't go and build a biro. Bring pencil to them. Chances are they'll exchange their money for pencil. If you come with biro, you might not sell. Yeah. It doesn't make biro bad. It just means they don't want biro. It's pencil they want. Give them pencil.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's good learnings. My final question would be, what would be your advice to a young Nigerian today?
Okay. Trust is the most valuable currency. Trust. If someone trusts you, if you can get trust, there's no limit to how much other values you can get. So, at all costs, build trust. Get people to understand your drive, your motivation, your why. Everybody have a why. Get people to understand your why. If people understand why you do what you do, then they'll be a lot more open to explore different avenues to do it with you. Connect with people as individuals, even the largest corporate organization. It's something I also learned from my previous place of work. The biggest decisions in the office were often made at cocktails, at social gatherings, at those out of the office engagements. They'll be like, oh, guys, come around, let's go and have a drink. Oh, we are planning a retreat to this, let's plan the next year. A lot of my colleagues back then, because it was a multinational business, there were people from different countries. A lot of my colleagues will say, I'm busy, I have this to do at home, I have that to do at home. I made sure I attended all of them. What happens most of the time is this. While you are there, people are getting to understand your other skill sets that are different from what you are being applied to within the office. Oh, you can draw. That's good. Why don't you take this position and draw for us? Oh, you can speak to people. You are very vocal. Most of the time in the office, you are quiet. I'm like, oh, you can dance. That's amazing. Then they apply you in the next work quarter. They apply you to something more related to your personal skill. That way, it's naturally you just assume positions that other people don't get. So, trust. Be trustworthy.
Wow. Be trustworthy.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Chima. Pleasure meeting you. Thank you for sharing.
Thanks for having me. It's nice spending time with you.